The 2019 summer season is already drawing to a close. Stick around to get a look at AKDRL race results, season standings, and MultiGP Global qualifier rankings. Well, it's been a while since our last update, so let's get caught up on the season so far. The July 13th Global Qualifier practice was relegated to a fun fly due to a number of pilots attending I.O. The next race would be the first AKDRL Global Qualifier. 10 pilots signed up for this event, with 4 bringing in times under 1 minute. No surprise here, Hazard FPV wins the day with a time of 44.454, which at the time of the race put him at number 16 in the world. FPV Maverick comes in with a second place finish with a time of 52.632. AK Drones takes third place in this one with a time of 56.286. Runner-up goes to Mr. Geek FPV with a time of 57.487. Points-wise, it's FPV Maverick bringing home the bacon with 36 season points, AK Drones with 30, and Foggy Minded FPV and Hazard FPV tallying 26 on the day. This puts season points like this. Hazard FPV leads with 166. Foggy Minded is 60 points off the lead with 106. Third place is Mr. Geek at 80, and a runner-up status rests with FPV Maverick at 68, whose point total is suffering due to missing Global Qualifier practice number 3. Global Qualifier number 2 was run in the summer heat on August 10th. 10 pilots raced in this contest as well, and it would prove to be a slower day all around. At the end of the day, it was Hazard FPV once again winning the event with a best 3 time of 46.837, more than 2 seconds off his GQ1 time of 44.454. In second, it was FPV Maverick with a time of 59.359, almost 7 seconds off his GQ1 time. And third place goes to Mr. Geek FPV with a time of 103.292, which is almost 6 seconds slower than his previous attempt. A runner-up goes to Foggy Minded FPV with a time of 104.485. Points-wise, on this one, it's Hazard FPV sweeping the field for 50. Mr. Geek will pull in 26, Foggy Minded 22, and Davrick FPV ties with FPV Maverick with 8 points on the day. Just as a side note, Davrick FPV is racing in only his second race ever, an impressive achievement. The season now stands like this. Hazard FPV sits on top with 216 total points. Foggy Minded FPV retains his second place total with 128. Mr. Geek stays seated at third with 106, and FPV Maverick clinging to that fourth spot with 76. AK Drones is looking to steal this fourth slot from FPV Maverick, but both pilots have a bad points day, with AK Drones only putting up 2 and thus sliding 6 more points below FPV Maverick's position. Let's check Global Qualifier standings. After all qualifiers have now been run, it's Heads Up FPV taking the title at MultiGP for the season with an astounding best 3 time of 33.37. Captain Vanover holds second place with 36.065. with Engineer just behind him in third with a 36.115. Scrolling down the list to the first AKDRL pilot, it's Hazard FPV at a respectable 61. That's well within the top 200 pro list. He'll be the only chapter member to make the pro class. But scrolling further, it's FPV Maverick near the top of the sport class list at number 213. AK Drones will also be in the top 100 of the sport class with his time of 56.286, putting him at 281. Mr. Geek will just miss the cutoff for the top 100 sport class at 311, but as it is likely that not all 100 pilots above him will go to the championships, he'll most likely have an opportunity at the invite. So speaking of the MultiGP Championships, mark your calendar for November 7th. The championships will be presented by DRL and held at Daytona Stadium in Daytona Beach, Florida. This promises to be an epic event. Let's get you caught up with the rest of the AKDRL season now. Mystery Course number 1 was run on August 24th in Smoke and Haze, and it was designed by David Hazard FPV Spencer. He'll end up winning this one with a clean sweep, a time of 33.579 and 50 points for the season. In seconds, it's FPV Maverick with a best 3 time of 42.436. He'll take second place in season points as well with 24 on the day. In third, it's Mr. Geek FPV with a time of 42.436. Runner-up on the day will be AK Drones with a time of 54.385. There will be no change to relative standings from the previous race, but looking at the numbers, Foggy Minded FPV has extended his lead over third place Mr. Geek, and FPV Maverick has now narrowed his fourth place margin to only 18 points. AK Drones will cede another 2 points to FPV Maverick to fall back into fifth by a margin of 16 points. Finally, we make our way to Mystery Course number 2, run on September 7th. Once again, it's Hazard FPV sweeping the day with 50 season points and a first place time of 45.546. FPV Maverick takes second place with a time of 50.190. AK Drones pulls a third place finish with a time of 54.284. Foggy Minded FPV draws a runner-up with a time of 104.084. Season points now stand like this. Hazard FPV is now out of reach for the rest of the field with one more race to run and a grand total of 316 points. Once again, there's no change in previous rankings for the rest of the field. Foggy Minded now holds a 28-point lead over third place Mr. Geek FPV. Mr. Geek is now feeling the squeeze from FPV Maverick as he's now charging up the field and within striking distance only 4 points back. That's a 16-point gain from the previous race. AK Drones is also keeping some pressure on as he's decreasing his spread, gaining 4 on FPV Maverick and only 12 points back from gaining entry into the championship race. Well, folks, it's bound to be a classic, exciting finish to the season. Mystery Course number 3 is September 21st, followed immediately by the championship race. Remember, the top 4 pilots in point standings on the season will qualify for the race with a clean slate. They'll have 3 rounds to put down the fastest best 3 consecutive laps. Winner takes all. Make sure to come out or watch the live stream and cheer on your favorite pilot. Well, that's enough for today. Thanks for joining us, and as always, let's race.